Morning, day 4. In the Fosse Septique saga, coming down to see, like we said last night, all the stuff is not changed. A little bit of a later start today due to the fact that our builder friend has gone to the people who delivered the stuff to negotiate, or to actually sort out what we've had, what we've got to take back, what's got to go back, what's got this, that and the other, and to make sure that we've got all the discounts available. We've got to really crack on today. It looks like a beautiful day. I think we're going to be all right with the weather, fingers crossed and all that, but we have got to level the sand in the sand pit. We've got to put the pipe work, it's got to be absolutely precision for the lady from Chateau to come and check on Monday. We need to get all this pipe work in up to the house. All this pipe work needs to be in and sorted and levelled, or well, not levelled, but you know, packed in, because we have no septic tank, because that's all been cleaned out. That's going to be smashed in this morning by Gregory. He's going to go over the other side of the wall, which you see there, and use his hire digger to come over the wall and smash it that side on this side. Then we can get the degreaser is being picked up today. That will hopefully go in. That will, all the pipe work will be sorted and done and glued and everything like that. It doesn't look like we had an awful lot of rain last night, although everything is quite damp. But yeah, by the end of today, I'm really hoping we're looking like we've got a full system. All right, we'll update you. See you soon.
So day 4 starts with the guys laying the final sets of pipework in the sand filter bed. This is the top layer, but needs to be exactly the same as the lower level. It needs to be at the right angle and with the right drop.
I'm standing in an hole full of gravel in case it rains. We're about to put the pipes in. It's going to rain. We're about to put the pipes in for the top. So the sand filter. These are the ones that are really crucial. They've got to be level. When they haven't got to be level, they've got to have the correct fall on them. So this is a crucial moment. And Mr. Gregory, who I have every faith in, has gone to lunch. So it's just me and the big lad. Part timer. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I have faith in him as well.
Okay, rain's coming down. Yeah. Stop play for a moment.
Well, there's nothing, we can do what we can do in there, but it's just makes it a little bit shite. So I might get a hat on. But have you seen the black?
Yeah.
And then again, it's been followed up by some nice white. So I don't think it'll be long.
No.
But that is.
But it wasn't long before the work continued. And then with a final check on all the measurements of the pipes, it was then time to fill it in with the gravel again.
This pastry is outrageous, I think.
What are you eating?
I don't know, it's in there.
Oh, that's not.
I'm a bit uneasy anymore today. Huh? I'll tell you what, he's better with that bucket than I am with my gob. This pastry, I don't know what they do to it, but God, that's lovely.
What, better than mine?
This pastry is really nice. Not a patch on yours, but it's really nice.
Okay, baby, I'm doing the costing.
For what? This?
For the Fosse Septique, of course.
Is that what we're doing?
What, a Fosse Septique?
Yeah, I thought we were just digging holes and laying pipe in the ground.
Right, so I've got all the conformity. So I've got conformity for all the sand and the stone.
Yep.
Obviously, we need the invoice for all the other materials to be able to have the conformity for all them.
Well, hold your horses. It's curious, but there's some things you don't need conformity for, i.e.
Right.
the actual tank.
Really?
We don't need it for the tank, apparently. We obviously don't need it for the pipe work. I don't know whether we need it for the épandage pipe work, but for the grey, we don't need that.
Right.
We don't need it. I don't think we need it for the degreaser, because the degreaser is not a required item. It's a nice to have. But you know, then the curiosity is that you need it for the sand and you need it for the gravel, because obviously that is an integral part of what we're doing. The sand filter, épandage, quite a job, and he's been in there literally standing toe to toe with the guy, trying to get the best price. We think he's worked it out that is around about what we were quoted initially. So if we still work to that, I think we'll be not far away. So, you know, but we know we're massively over budget for our point of view.
Right, so just looking what we've got in the account. So we've got £8,415.65 in the account.
Euros.
Euros.
Yeah, if it was pounds, it'd be a little bit better.
And what did I say?
8,400. It's at the moment currently
8,641.
8,641. So it's 1,641 over our initial budget.
Right. So at the moment, so I'm going on. Oh, but then I've added the soil test to this.
Yeah.
But we already paid the soil test. That's fine. So we
Okay, so you can bring it down. So we are actually just about scraping in.
See, then we've paid for it, but this check hasn't come out. So, what's got to come out so far?
About 1,600 for the
is £8,141.79, and in the bank we've got 8,400.
So we got 300 for the rest of the year.
300 until we start getting bookings.
300 until we start getting bookings. Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's going to be a little bit realistic.
Gregory's going to be nice. Right, so if we go over, we need to find, if his invoice comes in over, we need to find the money from somewhere. So I was thinking of sorting out all of those magazines upstairs, because we need to put them in the folders.
Right.
So I was thinking of sorting all the magazines out, and then I've done a bit of research.
Yeah.
And I reckon the fairy tale ones we could put online. I hate doing it because I love them, but we could put them online and get about 350 for them, 350 for them for the whole set.
Right.
The other ones I've got to research it, but if I start putting them into folders and perhaps advertising them.
Well, yeah, if you know, I know we've got, yeah, we're up against it for that. And, you know, it's the only thing, you know, and the only thing we start, you know, much as I don't want to, I think it might be worth, you know, next time if we go to, I know we can't afford to buy anything at the Bracant, and we don't necessarily need anything initially, but it might be that we take a few bits and see if maybe Patrice wants to buy them. I was thinking primarily of the Terro sign, because we know...
I know, but you love that Terro sign.
I do, but I love this house more. And I love the fact of what we're doing more. You know, that Terro sign, you know, I would dearly love to keep it and stick it on the wall of our house. When you know, to hang that on the wall of our house would be superb, you know, or into the workshop, you know, when it's a proper workshop. It'd be lovely. But if we can get, and I know I've seen them for 450, 500, you know, and even if we got a couple of hundred, you know, it pays for that extra bit of gravel. What's bothering me is that they've just literally scraped the last bit of gravel to take down to the bottom, and we ain't dug the appendage yet, and I thought that was all supposed to be gravel.
Yeah. Oh,
and they've so there's another, they've taken...
So that'd be another 500 quid.
Well, if it's another 15 tonnes, then it will be another 280 euros. So then it goes in, you know,
the other
we're
thought
pushing,
is,
we're pushing £9,000.
Should I put the canapé, the 3-piece like canapé set?
Definitely, 100%. I've never really liked it.
I love it, but
I've never really liked it.
I love it.
I liked it when it was in the tea room when we was having it, because it was kind of nice, you know, and it was a nice sofa to sit on. But we know that that's worth. And there's no, you know, the thing is, if we can eke out this, that, anything, you know, we don't want to take silly offers on these things, because, you know, and there's some of the other bits and pieces we should start some of it, and you know, putting it online, and it's, you know, if we can claw back 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, you know, that gives us, you know, anything we can save.
Okay, so costing hasn't gone very well, but the problem that we've had is that the epandage we were supposed to have is a 6,000 litre epandage. So the hole that we dug was big enough for a 6,000 litre epandage, obviously allowing the space that needs to be around the side of it, etc., etc. But we've only got a 5,000 litre epandage in there. Now, although the 5,000 litre is slightly less money than the 6,000 litre, it's not much less, but the extra gravel and sand that we've had to order to fill that hole has cost us £1,000 more than we expected, and £1,000 more than we really needed if we'd have had the correct order in the first place, which is really annoying. So that's what's taken us over, really, is that. Obviously as well, originally we'd planned to do a lot of the work ourselves, and you would have seen in this week's videos, I haven't been doing very much at all other than making lots of tea and coffee and doing all the videos, because we've had to have Gregory with his big machinery in. When we thought it was just going to be an epandage, the idea was that we was going to get a mini digger in and we was going to do the work ourselves, and we had loads of volunteers that were going to come and do all the work ourselves. However, because of the sand filter bed that's had to go in, that means that we've had to get Gregory in with all his large machinery, and that costs money. As much as Gregory is doing us a favour, and he's doing it a lot cheaper than if he was doing it as a proper job, which is his job. It's what he does for a living, so he knows what he's doing. But if he was contracted in to do the complete works, it would have cost a damn sight more money. He's just charging us per hour for the rental of the machines, not for his time, which is great. But we are having to use machines for lots of hours. So yeah, so nothing's gone to really plan to what we really wanted. We're still, you know, the system that we've actually put in now would have cost us £20,000. So the original system we was going to put in would have cost us about 12 to 14 grand. But adding the sand filter bed and the degreaser and everything else to it that we now have had to put in, it would have cost about 20 grand if we'd had a company come in. So even if we still come in under 10 grand, at the moment we're at just over 8.5 I think it was. But even if we come in under 10, that's still 50% cheaper than if we got a company in to do it. The money's not there, so we couldn't have got a company in to do it anyway. But, you know, the idea is we've got some stuff here that we can start selling off. As much as I don't want to, it's needs must. You know, these things are there. We need to claw some money back from this place, and some of the stuff we've found within it, we're going to have to start putting online and get the money back from it. Which I'm really quite upset about, but we have to do what we have to do. We knew it was going to be really, really tight, and we are where we're at. At the end of the day, we have just got to keep going until we can get some income in, until we can open as a business and get some income in. But we'll just keep slogging on as much as we can. Because one thing I absolutely hate is to say you are right to anybody. And there's quite a few people out there when we first started this vlog that when we said we had £80,000 went, you'll never do it, you'll never do it. I really do not want to go back and say, okay, you were right, hands up, we didn't do it. It's the last thing I bloody want. So, I'm such a stubborn cow. Anyway, fingers crossed, we'll get there. And you never know, we might get into that building at the back and find a load of hidden treasure. Another thing I was going to tell you, though, is really funny this week. So Ted, since obviously we've been here up until about a couple of weeks ago, has really struggled with speaking French. And you might think Ted's really, really confident person, and I don't understand how he goes and plays to thousands of people the guitar and, you know, performs absolutely brilliantly. It seems that when he puts a guitar on, it's like an act, he becomes a different person. But he's actually quite really shy and not that confident in himself. So, whereas I myself don't really care about making a fool of myself. So with the French, I just blurt it out, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. They're going to correct me, which is the only way I'm going to learn. But Ted's been a lot more reserved in practicing his French up until a couple of weeks ago, and I really don't know what happened. But it just sort of started where when the post lady come, or when anybody sort of delivered anything, or anyone turned up at the gate, immediately he would call me. As soon as he saw anybody, Lesa, somebody's at the gate, and I would go out and speak French with them. And then a few weeks back, I was in here, and I heard him call, and knew somebody was at the gate, and I didn't go. I thought, no, he's got to learn. He's got to do this himself at some stage. And I went out there after a little while, and he was chatting with this guy. I don't think he understood a word the guy was saying to him, but he was trying. He was conversing, and then since then, every shop we've been in, he's been out on his own a couple of times, which he never did before, and he's really, really trying. But this week, because we've had Gregory in, and Andrew obviously speaks fluent French, and so Andrew and Gregory has been talking French. We've had a lot of tradespeople coming in and out, a lot of people around here. It's been quite hard activity. It's been really lovely. So I've been practicing my French a lot. I've been talking with Andy and Gregory in French, and Ted seems to have gradually got this confidence up and up and up. And about an hour ago, I went down the back, and they're all there, and Ted's laughing, and he's chatting away, and yes, it's broken French, but he's doing it. And I was so chuffed. I come back, and I was like, with a big grin on my face, I thought, I've got to tell you guys, because it was just so lovely to see him doing it, and feeling confident enough. So I think this week has done him the world of good with his French. And we're hoping in a couple of weeks we're going to start these new French classes with somebody, so hopefully we'll get even better. But it's really good. It's really good. I've got some more really exciting news for you, but I'm going to wait till Ted comes back later. We'll do a summary for the end of the day, and then we'll give you the really exciting news that we found out today. Anyway, I better get back to my paperwork. Okay, so the next job on the list for today was to dig the hole for the pump housing unit. This unit has to be buried into the ground, again has to be at a certain level, and it will pump out the excess water from the sand filter bed into the epandage. Duck your head, baby. So Gregory is now filling gravel around the pump. Is that right, Andy? The pump?
Yeah, the pump housing. It's got to stay on it because it's filling up with water in the hole, so it's starting to float. I'm flipping glad he knows what he's doing.
So the pump housing unit is filling up with water, so Ted's got to stay on it to keep some weight on it to keep it down, whilst Gregory fills the hole around it. So you can see it.
So I'm just, yeah. And you realise this is going to stick out of the ground, don't you? So I suppose they've got to make some attractive little bit round it. Don't smell it.
So let's take a quick look at what we've got now. This is day 4. So the degreaser's now in. The pipes from the house are now coming out. You've got the degreaser pipe there that comes from the kitchens, and you've also got the soil pipes that come from the toilets going in. And as you can see, the degreaser pipes from the kitchens go into the degreaser where it filters out all the grease, but the soil pipes bypass that and come round and join together again after the degreaser. Now as you can see, these pipes going in here are pipes that will go through to the laundry room and the outside toilets. They're not connected yet. They don't really need to be because we don't have anything in there, but they do need to be before it's covered over and complete. So then the pipes on the degreaser go through the channel down, and we have a really good fall on this pipe because of the fall in the ground anyway. That goes into the septic tank, which then once again filters all of the crap, literally, that falls to the bottom, filters it out. The clean water rises to the top. There's an inspection hatch there, so any problems you can check on it and check the level of it if it ever needs to be pumped out. Pipe then comes from there and goes through a channel down into the sand filter bed, and as you can see we have another inspection chamber at the top of the sand filter bed, and then we have two. I'm not sure why we have two, but I'll ask Ted that later at the end. Ted, why is there two inspection hatches down the bottom?
One for in, one for out, on the pipe work here. Then that one is for the one underneath the pipe work. So the pipe work underneath. So you've got these two as surface for this pipe work you can see here, and then the furthest one is for the pipe work underneath.
Right.
Which is so, and then you've got this. This is the pump for the épandage.
Okay, so you can see in the sand filter bed, you can just see showing the blue pipe work. That's the top pipe work that requires the fall on it, and I'm gathering we've got the right fall.
Yeah, we're spot on. Spot on. They dealt with that. Well, I dealt with that up there. We'll put the degreaser in and bypassing the pipe and all that.
Good. And then Andy's just checking the level of the pump housing unit.
I told him.
You want to take them back?
Take them back. He's ripped your curtains, Ed.
So while Gregory continues to fill the pump house hole with the rest of the gravel, Ted then continues with the pipe work and all the connections.
All the pipes open.
Okay, tell me now.
Have you had a wee?
No, I haven't had anything.
I'm standing there, very looking at us.
Waiting for it.
In out. He's trying to whack it back over. He's trying to whack a mole, mate. He's trying to whack it back up the hole. Get back in there. There's no chance of him getting up there. Have you seen this bit?
No.
It just goes.
Is it?
It's going to come right down here. Oh. You have to have some serious work back up. Should give us a pull apart, that should. Hold on a second. That moves, that we have to move. Degrees. No, it's full of water, isn't it? Big man.
Is it?
Yeah, I just big full of water, isn't it? It's got water in it. Of course it has. Yeah. Using it. Is it heavy? Yeah, really fucking heavy. I'm going to top and bail it out. Hold on a second. Because you've glued all this now. How are we going to do this?
So, exciting news, I think it's really exciting, is that we had a gentleman turn up to empty the Fosse Septique yesterday, and French guy.
Looked like Cat Weasel. Do you remember
He did look like Cat Weasel, and he spoke like it as
really
well.
Really good bloke though. Right funny bloke.
Really funny guy, but extremely French.
Extremely French.
I don't know what that means, but extremely French. And but
that's the thing, even the French people couldn't understand what he was saying.
He was so fast. But what he did tell us, and what we did understand, is when he was little, he used to play over here. So about 50 years ago, he remembers there being another tower and ruins that they used to play on.
Sorry, I was just patting my dogs.
And it was amazing because he was standing outside our tower that's existing, and he was fascinated by it. And he just turned around, and there was no discussion about these other towers. He turned around and said, "Did you know there were other towers here as well?" And we said, "Oh, well, yes, we've been told that by the Mormania family. There was 3 others." He said, "Yes, I used to play on one of the ruins in the middle of the parkland when I was little." And that is so exciting because it's not just the Mormania family that have told us there used to be old towers here, but he has told us of actual ruins that was here only 50 years ago. That is absolutely amazing. So we also have our friend Gemma, who's an archaeologist, has been to visit us, and she's gone off to see if she can find some colleagues that might be interested in coming from Oxford University to come and do some geophysical mapping for us.
It'd be amazing.
Which would be fantastic.
It would be
You know,
incredible.
that sort of thing costs an absolute fortune to have done. If she can, if she can get some people that are interested in coming out and do the geophysical mapping, it would be absolutely amazing.
We just,
to find where those other towers were,
just
and
to find out what this place really was,
Yeah.
because we know it as is, you know it as is, but to find out what it really was, and if it was that important, because we think strategically La Souterraine was really important, even though it's in a different department. But then again, back then we don't know if there were apartments. The departments were the Haute-Vienne or La Creuse. If it was the same department, it could have been the same area, and so this would have been a strategic location for La Souterraine, which we know is ancient. A lot of it's ancient. It's just
really
extraordinary.
exciting. And what's the word? It reinvigorates you, doesn't it? Just, like as soon as you hear pieces of information like that.
You said it before, that, the fact that we find stuff and it just boosts you back up.
Yeah.
And, and we've had a week of doing, modern day things, even though it's, a Fosse Septique is not a modern thing, but it's, we have to do it in a modern way. And then you get things like that, completely unexpected. This guy, literally, Gregory made a phone call. Can you come and empty a tank for me? This old farmer guy turned up, I think, on the Monday or the Tuesday, down the Shaman.
It was yesterday.
Well, no,
Wednesday,
down the Shaman.
Wednesday.
No, down the Shaman, and over the fence, they had a conversation over the wall. Had a conversation. What is this one? Is this one you want me to do? And still, like all that. Then he comes and does it. And then we're having a beer afterwards, because that was one of the provisos, like I said in the video. That was one of the provisos. He wanted a couple of beers. And then tells us that. The most incredible information. Oh, yeah, I used to play in a ruin out there. Yeah, in your garden, in your land. Yeah, there was a ruin out there, and I played in that. And then you think to yourself,
and we kept going to him, where?
Yeah.
And he was like, là-bas,
Yeah,
just
over
over there. And we're like, but where over there?
Yeah, it's just
It
over
was
there.
so funny. Anyway,
Brilliant,
we're going to get the guy to come back. We've got his number. He's going to come back at some stage, and when we can get Gemma over and show us exactly where this ruin was that he used to play on.
Because if they came and did a dig, that's where they'd start. That's where they'd start.
Yeah. So,
and it would be, I don't know, it would be unbelievable just to, if we could do the geophys and find the areas where there were walls.
Yeah.
We don't know if there were other buildings, because as we've said before, this was a huge estate at one stage. Excuse me for the train that's behind us. That's Bessie. We know it's a huge estate, but it would give us an idea of its significance within French history. And I think that's extraordinary. For me,
Brilliant.
That's extraordinary. I know I can speak for Lesa as well. It's the most brilliant thing in the world. And it makes you love this place just a little bit more.
That really excited me when he said that.
Yeah, loves you. You love it a little bit more.
Yeah, every day. We would like to say a huge thank you to all of our supporters, from our patrons to our GoFundMe donors, the people that are buying us a coffee on Go Buy Me a Coffee, and you, our subscribers, each week watching the adverts for us to give us a little bit of income each month. Even if it just adds up to a bag of sand, it all helps. Take care, everyone. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
much more.